that race play in your hands perfectly? Was that race set up for you just about ideally the way it played out? The race?
Yeah, I mean,
can you move in the middle here?
Yeah, I was just trying to, run as easy as possible. I'm still planning on running Paris, so I didn't want to make it any harder than it needed to be. So, credit Chris Derrick for taking the lead for most of those laps, but I was just, my whole plan all along was just to sit back and then go hard with the lap to go.
You plan to run the 5K tomorrow?
No.
When you came into the, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, you've won 6 of these in a row now. What do you think that says as far as your ability to withstand injury and your consistency?
I think that consistency and training is honestly the biggest reason why I'm at where I'm at today. Alberto's had, he always talks about a long-term plan, and I think that his gradual progression in training, not loading my mileage up too early in my career, not giving me too intense of workouts, early on in my career, and just constantly building on that year after year has been tremendous. And I think that obviously when you get injured, you miss a lot of time, and while maybe trying to push the envelope in training, doing more mileage, doing harder workouts all at once might give you a bigger reward, if you can get through it. I think that point of if you can get through it is the caveat, and we've always kind of tried to weigh the risk and rewards of doing more, and I think that that's been the reason why we've been really we always try to say we've been really smart with training and not pushing too much at times. Obviously there are certain instances where he'll let us go, but he definitely tries to hold us back at the appropriate times, and I think that's the art of coaching and what he does is knowing when to push and when to hold us back.
As you lined up tonight, how much were you thinking about Kira?
Not too bad. I mean, I talked to her beforehand, and she said, "Don't worry, everything's good." So she's doing fine. She's doing great. Everything's normal with her. So she said, "Just focus on what you need to do." And before I left, she just said, "Don't worry about me. Your mind has to be straight as far as what you're doing." And I was always waiting by my phone just in case anything happens, but she's doing really well, so there's no need to worry there.
This is not a big track year. There's no World Championships or Olympics, but you're having a great year. You had AR, you had another national championship. What exactly is the focus this season on kind of an off year? So-called quote-unquote off year.
Well, I mean, we definitely don't look at it as an off year or a year to just kind of screw around and, not take things as seriously as we would in a championship year. I think that we want to, everything we do this year is always with World Championships and Olympics in mind, whether we try something new in training and see how it works. I mean, it's all with that in the back of our mind. So there's a real reason behind, all our races, or, the way that I want to run a lot of the races that I've ran, and, we definitely don't want to take this as a year where there's no pressure. I think that's why the World Championships indoors this year was really important, and we wanted to take advantage of the one major championship race this year and not skip that to just try to run fast. And this year I'm trying to focus more on competing than just running in time, which I know that might be the opposite for some other people, but I really need to work on my tactics this year, and that's always been my goal coming into this outdoor season. And it's with the World Championships and Olympics in mind.
You go back to Portland now, right away?
Yeah, I'm a flight early tomorrow morning back home, so I'll be back home with her, and then we'll look at Paris. But like I said, she's doing really well. So
did you know that Alicia Montano ran a 800-meter race 8+ months pregnant? Did you know that? And
I heard that. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the performance of the meet, I would say. I couldn't believe that when I heard.
What was the decision-making process for running 10K here, then not the 5, and then Paris? How did you and Alberto decide which races to run?
Well, I think that Paris was a meet that we looked at the beginning of the year as somewhere where there's probably a good opportunity to run fast. It's historically a really fast meet, great atmosphere, a great stadium. So, I always wanted to run there, from the start of the season. And, I wanted to make sure at the same time, though, that I got a race. And I'm in tremendous shape now, and so that was why I chose to run a 10K here. But again, I just wanted to try to take it as easy as possible to not waste so much energy that it takes out of me for Paris. But 9 days is plenty of time.
Yeah, Galen, you talk about consistency. How much time have you taken off? Have you taken any time off over the years?
Yeah, we always take a couple weeks off after the season, you know, indoors and outdoors, 2 to 3 weeks. And I love that time. You know, it's a time to kind of get away from running and spend some time with my wife and family and friends. And
but injury time, have you had injury time?
Not a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say, as far as days off that haven't been planned, you know, there hasn't been more than 5 in the last, 6-7 years, I'd say.
Right, so on that lights, we're done.